I was misled. And I made the mistake of doing this again. Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to the bar after a long hiatus. We're on vacation, but guys, we're actually back with a really good movie review today.
We're doing Moonlight. It came out last year, 2016. It's directed by Jenkins, and it's based on a play called In Moonlight, Black Boys Look Blue.
All right, guys, let's get into it. So Moonlight, we're actually going with the theme of Oscar-nominated movies or winners, one or the other. And this actually has 8 so far. So at 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's actually a really good...
8 nominations, right?
8 nominations and 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. Right. Yeah, there you go. So Moonlight's about a black young man actually going through... How can I say this?
Stages in his life?
Stages in his life. It is about homophobia. We are going to say that in the movie. It is about him trying to find himself throughout these stages and acts and scenes that go on throughout his life, struggles that go through it. And to be honest, I think it portrays that pretty well in the story. It portrays it very well in
this is going to be a non-spoiler review,
Of course, non-spoilers. We're not going to spoil, but we do personally recommend to go watch this movie in theaters if you have a chance.
Definitely.
If it's still in theaters, I know it's a little bit harder to find at the moment.
It is hard to find, actually, which has kind of made it difficult to finally review this. It took us a while to get to this movie.
Actually, but the good thing is a lot of theaters are actually bringing back a lot of the nominated movies that we're going to mention.
Right.
So, if you have a chance, go watch them in the theaters. So you know what? Let's get into a little bit of the actors, a little bit of the acting. It's kind of hard to really go one by one actor, and the only reason why is because it shows his childhood.
Well, let's talk about the way it's done. It's done in 3 acts in a way, right? The first one is called Little. Second one's called Chiron, which is the name of our main character, and the last act or last part of the film is called Black. So we actually have 3 different actors playing the 2 main people, right? So it's a lot of people, so bear with us, but it's a really good cast.
Yeah, so the main character is named Chiron, and he's actually played 3 times by a young version, a high schooler, and an adult man. So it's Alex Hibbert as the child, Ashton Sanders as the high schooler, and Trevant Rhodes as the adult, his adult version,
right?
And this is played in the 80s, so it's Miami.
It's from 83 to 93. You do 10 years of this guy's life,
and honestly, all 3 of them did amazing. I think personally, the high schooler did the best. Ashton Sanders, I think they did an amazing job, really portraying the feelings and the emotion behind the struggles that he's going through. Being bullied and being picked on and stuff like that. Each character really portrayed it differently, from, being innocent as a child, the way Alex Hibbert did it, to as an adult, Trevant Rhodes kind of hiding it and suppressing it, as you're older. Right. And that's what this movie's about. It's about, suppression. It's about holding the feelings, about not knowing how to express yourself out in the world, because pretty much the world's against you a lot of the times. And this is... They do that very well.
And this movie it doesn't hold back. This is a rough movie to see. It's shot beautifully. That's one of the things you're going to notice about this one when you see it, is that it's visually stunning. The editing, the music, everything's great. But it's life at its rawest in a way. You get to see drugs. You get to see... Actually, in the second act, the whole bullying, that just brought chills, because I remember seeing kids in my high school being hit like that.
And it really brings you that sense of reality. Yeah. This happened. This is still happening to this day.
Right.
And I think that's why this movie's been nominated so far. Another character that I think did very well, but it was a little off, was Kevin. The reason I'm saying it was a little off was because I didn't know it was him every single time, because it was kind of a weird transition, because the actors that they picked weren't kind of similar. They were all kind of different, each and every one.
Right.
And it was played by... The child was played by Jaden Piner, I believe. Gerald Jerome
is the teen.
And then the adult is Andre Holland. And I think personally, the one that did the best was the adult version of Kevin, which is Andre. Yeah. I think he did an amazing job. The way they interacted together with Sharon and Kevin really brought me, as I said, I understand the ending. I understand why that scene happened and the conversations. One thing I will tell you that I personally is knowing me in movies is a lot of talking is a little hard for me to really enjoy movies.
You want to see more action?
Yeah, I want to see more things happening, and it's not in the sense of I hate movies like this. It's just in the sense of sometimes it felt a little boring to me, but the conversation at the end that they had when they met again, stuff like that was really good, and the dialogue, the I don't know. It was very simple, but it was amazing the way they spoke.
You know what I liked about that last section of the film was the reality of it. You know what? There's no fancy frills. There's no, you know what? It's at a diner and it's two guys talking and they've known each other for 10 years.
Yeah, like this whole time.
And just the how real it felt. Yeah. It was just really, really good. This movie is excellent. Let's talk about also Juan, which is Mahershala Ali.
He's becoming such a great actor.
And Teresa Janelle Monáe, and also the mom, which is Paula. Her name is Naomi Harris. Mm-hmm. Juan and Teresa, or Mahershala and Janelle, also came out in Hidden Figures, which is another film that's been nominated for
I feel like they're... Juan, Mahershala Ali, I think he's doing a lot of great movies right now. I think he's very...
What did we see him in Netflix? Luke Cage.
Luke Cage.
Right?
He came out and he was a villain in Luke Cage. It was actually really good. We actually have a review, guys.
Mm-hmm.
On there. It's on there. But yeah, like he's becoming such a great actor. Like he's coming... He came out of nowhere personally. I know he's had other movies, but I didn't really notice him. Mm-hmm. But he has this like... deep voice that just makes him feel,
and he's confident. Have you noticed how confident he is in every role you see him in?
Like you see him in Hidden Figures, which again, another review. You see how he's funny in that one. He's a little bit more hilarious. He's more on the comedic. But then you see him in this one, and he's a lot more serious. Like he has a big variety of what he could play, and he does such an amazing job in this movie. Like he really gives you that father figure.
Yeah,
that showed you in the trailers.
It was. Yeah, you can see this in the trailer. You see him holding little Chiron in the ocean. And for me, you say the second act is your favorite act, right?
Yes.
For me, the first act was my favorite act. Just the whole, like, I couldn't imagine someone having to live this because this is actually based on a true story, right? Mm-hmm. I can't believe that a little boy had to endure that and to actually grow and not die from this. Like, I mean, he was having issues at home with his drug-addicted mother. He was being bullied at school. And he was also coming to terms with his orientation, his sexuality. And I was just like, geez.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot to bear. One thing that I could say, so you know what, like we talked about cinematography, we talked about music in this movie it caught me off guard, but it was amazing. Yeah. It fits so perfect. The scenery, you know, in the poster you see them like in a blue color, purple color, and you actually see that. I don't know if you noticed that, but the lights in each stage you see that color. Mm-hmm. Talking about all these positives, I can say I have one big negative, and it's a huge one because that's going to affect my score, and that is that I feel like the story was lack. It lacked
in the beginning, in the middle, or the end.
In the beginning and in the end. The middle part was amazing, like I said. The second act was amazing, but the first and third act, it felt lack. I don't feel like that was a good transition from beginning to end. Like it was something to where they could have done such a better job. They could have explained more. And maybe because I've never been in a situation like this, but the movie didn't make me feel like I was in that situation. And I've seen movies before. A good example of one that I feel like we're going to do in the future, Spotlight. It made me, I've never been through a situation like that, but it made me feel.
Like
it made
you
me
can
feel
empathize
like,
with them?
Exactly. And this one, it made me empathize in one section. And I don't know if that was really a thing that I wanted.
I do agree with what you're saying. This movie is not perfect. It is getting a lot of love out there. A lot of people are like, top of the list. And it is a really good movie, and you should go see this film. But for me, the third act was a little, I don't know, it wasn't as strong as the other two, especially after we see, Chiron being, bullied in school and having to endure all that. But at the end, I felt like I wanted to see more characters. Like I said, we love Juan, Mahershala Ali. I wish we could have gotten a little more information in a sense without spoiling it. There's something that I kind of left open-ended for me, and I was like, I kind of wanted a little more centered. This is still a really good movie, though.
Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like the ending did leave me in an open-ended question, and I think he meant to do that.
The director?
I think the director meant Barry Jenkins meant to do that, but it left me in the sense of like, really? That's how you're gonna end it? I don't know, like La La Land for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how it ended it for me. And again, La La Land and this one are competing, which is kind of weird.
Right. What do you think?
It's apples and oranges because one movie is about...
But they're both excellent, right?
Well, yeah, they're both excellent, but it's two completely different topics. But to be honest, I think La La Land is gonna win. But who knows? There could be a big change and that could happen.
Yeah.
But but overall, I do agree with Anthony. You do have to go watch this movie in the theaters. It is a good movie to go watch. So this movie, even though it was visually beautiful, the acting was amazing, the music was good. Yeah. What lacked for me was the story, the message behind the movie. And you know, a lot of people will argue with that. They're like, no, the message is very clear. But I've actually read where some people were confused.
It's a little ambiguous, yeah.
So it's something to where it really left me, you know, with an open-ended question like, wait, what's going to happen? I don't understand. Right. And because of that, I'm giving it a 7. And just because I'm giving it a 7 doesn't mean don't go watch this. I still say go watch in the theaters if you guys could catch it.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to find this movie, right?
Yeah, right now
but it's worth it. If you can go see this movie, please go see it. I actually give it a little bit higher score than you. I wish I could give this movie a 10, but I'm giving it a 9. And the reason why I'm giving it a 9 is that the third act felt a little, I don't know, I want a little more information, and the way it ends is a little open-ended, and I'm starting to realize that I don't like open-ended movies.
A lot of these Oscar-nominated ones are being left like that.
So I'd rather have seen like something like more concrete towards the end, but I still give it a 9.
And I think that's the way it's kind of going. I think they want to leave you with that, to be like, oh, and leave with an awe at the end. Yeah. Well, guys, you know what? Let us know what you thought of Moonlight if you guys seen the movie, or if you're going to go catch the movie, you know, this weekend or whenever you can. Also, this was an independent film, so let us know of other independent films that you guys like that you've seen.
Don't forget to catch us this Thursday. We're going to be doing a complimentary film. We're doing The Color Purple. It came out in 1985, and it was directed by Steven Spielberg, and it came out with Whoopi Goldberg. Not Wookiee.
Whoopi. No, yeah, Whoopi.
Whoopi Goldberg. Sorry about that, guys.
Also, guys, in below. Sorry about that, guys.
The
section below. There's also all of our social media that you can follow us on, and we actually give you guys heads up on what we're doing or what we're doing throughout the day. We have Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and Twitter. Sometimes.
We're mainly active on Instagram, so check us out there.
All right, guys. If you guys like the review, give us a thumbs up on the video, and also, guys, don't forget to subscribe for more awesome reviews. Have a good one.